फ्रेंड्स, ये वीडियो थोड़ी लंबी होने वाली है, लेकिन बिलीव मी, इस वीडियो के एंड तक तुम्हारे सारे डाउट क्लियर हो जाएंगे।
तो हे गाइस, दिस इज योर भाई प्रणव एंड वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल डॉक्टर टेल्स। सो फ्रेंड्स, मुझे काफ़ी सारे डीएम आ रहे हैं। इसमें लोग मेरे से पूछ रहे हैं कि भैया ये क्रीमिया फेडरल यूनिवर्सिटी WHO से रिकोगनाइज्ड है कि नहीं, AFMG से रिकोगनाइज्ड है कि नहीं, हम यूएसए में दे सकते हैं कि नहीं, या किसी भी फॉरेन आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन किसी फॉरेन कंट्री में जाके स्टडी कर सकते हैं कि नहीं। सो आई थॉट ये वीडियो इसी टॉपिक पे हो। तो फ्रेंड्स, इस टॉपिक पे बात करने के लिए आज हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे डॉक्टर अली इस्माइल जूनियर, जो इसी साल ग्रेजुएट हुए हैं और वन ऑफ द टॉप स्कोरर है यूनिवर्सिटी के। ही इज़ फ्रॉम गाना और वो पहले गाना स्टूडेंट एसोसिएशन के प्रेसिडेंट भी रहे थे। आई रियली होप कि एट द एंड ऑफ वीडियो आपके जितने भी डाउट हो क्लियर हो जाएंगे। तो हम बात करेंगे डॉक्टर इस्माइल जूनियर से। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, डॉक्टर इस्माइल, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल।
Thank you.
Yeah,
Great to be here.
so please introduce yourself to my
So,
viewers.
my name is Ali Junior Ishmael, Dr. Ali Junior Ishmael, and I'm the current graduate. I'm part of the current graduates of Cremia Federal University of the year 2020, and I am the ex-former president or the former president of the Ghanaian Student Association, and ex-former university top scorer.
So, Dr. Ismail, please tell us about your group, about this university.
So, it's a broad question, so I'll try and make it short, right?
Yeah.
So, if you ask me my review of this university, on a scale of 1 to 100, I would score this university more than 90.
Yeah.
Why? Because if you're able to follow the academic curricula that they will expose you to, and the systems and all the ups and downs of going to class here and there, it will well structure your mind and give you the basic effort to excel in the medical world. You know, the world right now in terms of medicine is very competitive. It doesn't really matter whether you're practicing your own country here or another country. It's very competitive, and it demands self-respect and self-dedication to making it in this world.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me, for this university and how the curricula and the systems in terms of educating you medical wise is more than 90. If only you follow it, because we all come here separately, and as we are here separately, not all of us have got the same dreams in this medical world. We haven't got the same dreams. So in this university, you will find people who are very serious, and you will find people who are not serious. But it's all part of the life here. So yeah, that's my answer.
सो फ्रेंड्स, आपने सुना डॉक्टर इस्माइल जूनियर को। तो अब हम उनसे पूछेंगे अपना दूसरा क्वेश्चन कि डॉक्टर इस्माइल, हाउ वाज योर 6 years?
Oh, my 6 years was quite interesting with my group mates. That's one fun part of it. I was in a group with Indians, so it was very interesting. They are all very studious and very nice people. So it helped me to appreciate the Indian culture. Even though you are friends, there will be ups and downs in terms of friendship, right? It's usual. But we ended up graduating together. Not all of us, but we ended up graduating together. So, well, it's great, really.
So फ्रेंड्स, अब हम पूछेंगे डॉक्टर इस्माइल से एक और क्वेश्चन कि हाउ वाज योर 6 years?
Yeah, so my 6 years were amazing. Yeah, my 6 years were amazing. In terms that we were put in a group in first year. I came here in the year 2014, in the year of how I will have to put it, like the year of remission. This school was in remission. Let's say if the school was sick, the school was in a stage of remission.
Yeah.
So later on, everything it went back to the stage of exacerbation. So I mean, the school was, when I say remission, guys, I mean the school was transitioning from the Ukrainian system to Russian system, and we were the first batch, the year 2020 graduates. We were the first batch to start with the Russian system. So basically, the seniors we came to meet, they were exposed to the Ukrainian system much more. So in terms of getting help from them, it was quite futile. It was of no use, because they know the Ukrainian system, so the new Russian system seemed to be an alien thing to them also. Because in the Ukrainian system, for example, they have their exams in sub modules, right?
Yeah.
Every semester you write an exam. After another semester you write another exam. But with us, for example, and I remember we were going to write our anatomy exam, for example. Our seniors knew just that Ukrainian system, the module system, but now we have to write all the 2 modules together at one time. one specific day in
Yeah.
front of a panel of teachers. Yeah, and also a cadaver on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was how my first year exam was. So it was quite not so easy. I remember studying so much for it with my friends. But even in the course of it, since it was new, some of us were not able to make it. But here, you know the system, right? We have the 3 attempts.
Yeah.
Right after the 3 attempts, you are not able to pass it, then you are going to be expelled.
Yeah.
Which you have nothing to say, right? So we went through it, and it was quite challenging, I must say. It is challenging to be in this university. For me, it was challenging, but not so challenging because I love the medicine, so I put my heart out in it, right? But for some people, like I say, we are not all the same. It is challenging. Entirely, medicine is challenging in this university. It depends on how you take it. So if you're going to take it as a challenging thing, it will be challenging for you. If you're going to take it as a quite easy thing, then it might be not so easy for you, because if you're not so serious about it, and here we go to the classes every day, and every day you must prepare to the class, and your teacher will grade you from scale of 2 to 5. If you get a 2, that means you have to redo the class. That's here we call it Atrabutka or rework, right?
Yeah, and now the level of the university is increasing day by day only.
Yes, now our school is also changing.
Yeah,
it's trying to compete with the Russian universities and other things, right? Like our hostel 5 is now being renovated, shifting to the hostel 5 to be B now, and it's moving to hostel 5A, and it's moving to hostel 4. So things are changing rampantly, massively, just to suit the educational process. For example, when I was in 3rd year, we were using a microscope for slides in pathomorphology. Yeah, pattern art. We are using microscope. Now you guys have got a electron microscope with a flat screen.
Yeah,
I never got that.
Yeah,
I felt very
we
bad.
also didn't get.
Yeah,
from the last year it started.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
So I felt really bad when I went there for my clinical pathomorphology class in 5th year, and I saw it. I was like, man, these guys are really lucky. That means this time you can just see the slide, because you have to see slides and go and exam.
They can also now perform on the dummy, operation on the dummy.
Really?
Yeah.
They even have a dummy now.
Yeah.
In our time, you have to go early in the morning, like around 9 o'clock, just to see an autopsy.
Yeah.
So you can appreciate the medicine. But now they have a dummy. Lucky them. So I mean, you guys get what you're trying to say. Things are changing in this university. They are shifting from the old world to the new world of modern medicine. So I mean, the school is great. It doesn't mean that things are going to change in terms of studying and passing exams. I don't know how it's going to be, but I can't really tell that it's going to be like the way I know it throughout my 6 years. It might change to be worse. It might change to be better.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. But as at now, I can honestly tell you that this school is one of the best for me. I haven't been to other universities, but I've heard what my friends are telling me to. And if you compare, this university is way better.
In upcoming time, it will be better also.
Yeah, it will be better. When I say better, I don't mean the surroundings in this university. I'm not saying it's 5 class sort of like hotel here. Nah, I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying the educational level, how they are going to push you. Academic wise, how you're going to be pushed. If you're not going to be pushed at all, in first year you will meet a woman called Katrina who's going to push you. So Professor Katrina will push you in first year. So so
they will come to know about the professor.
She will push you to study. She's not a bad person, but she will push you to study. And there are also more, sometimes I say the more worse professors than Katrina. They will also push you to also study. So basically, yes, that's how so from first year it was like that. Then till 6th year, where coronavirus came in and we had to shift from the offline mode of studies to the online mode of studies, which really didn't help us because now everything's online. Yeah. But basically, they have the simulation center, which we never had a chance to go there. We only went there in 5th year for CPR. You guys will start. We went there for the CPR in 5th year. Yeah. Because in 5th year you have to write an exam on emergency medicine. So we had to practice over there. So that was the only chance we had to be in a simulation center. In 6th year, we are supposed to do a whole lot in the simulation center.
And you cleared that exam, right?
Yes. It was online, basically. It was online. But it was not like anything different from the normal exams that we have. Just that it's online. And he will ask you the questions.
Yeah, students don't know about these things.
Yeah, they will ask you questions. Guys, it's real, okay? Like, again, I repeat. this is how I went through the system here, studying and passing exams. I don't know how somebody else is going through the system in Crimea Federal University. So when you come first year, for example, you will hear a lot of people tell you stories. It is only wise enough you sit down and make a calculated guess and base your judgment on what you've calculated as your guess upon whether it's the truth or it is a lie. Because you will come, I know you will make friends, they will tell you a whole lot of stuff, but you have to sit down, look back at home, look at your parents, how much effort they're putting in for you to become a doctor or however you've been here and whatever reason that brought you here, and make your judgment in terms of moving forward in this medical world. Like I said, it's very competitive. So in terms of the exam, we write exams. Really, we do write exams. And like I explained, the Ukrainian system is much more easier because it's module by module. Here is quite everything together, plus practical work and everything together. So it's not easy, but it is possible. It is doable because people graduated this year. That means it's doable, right? About 100 students graduated this year. So
And
it's doable.
one more thing, like the way university is improving day by day, the upcoming students who are coming in the first year are more lucky than us, right?
Yeah, because now when I was in first year, we were using cadaver for
Yeah.
anatomy. A very dried up, desiccated,
Very old.
very old cadaver. Yeah, and the same thing also in topographical anatomy, right?
Yeah.
But now you go to the anatomy building, they have got something like MRI or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
You can. It's like very much electronic. The teacher can just type that part of the body you guys have on the class. Every part of it anatomically will just show up, and you guys are just looking at it and studying, which is much more interesting because we have to look at a cadaver who's dried up, and you might not even find the vessels. The vessels are even dried. We don't even know which one is vein or artery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to have so much problem with the professor called Zachenko. So it's now quite more easier if you ask me, because ours were like, our time is different, right?
Yeah. In short, the university is improving itself according to the modern world of medicine.
Yeah, they're bringing modern stuff. Things have changed, really. Don't really listen to other people. The only thing is they have to just change the whole anatomy to more cadaveric anatomy.
Yeah.
Which the
More
school
practical.
is more
Practical
practical. The school is working on that because basically people now have to fall in love with the anatomy.
Yeah.
So the school is doing that. And the course of studies, my guys, the course of studies is not. It is not something that you have to stop and continue later. It is continuous. So for example, if you have the anatomy in first year, in third year they change it to pathoanatomy or pathomorphology. So it's basically, if you have the information in anatomy, the pathology will be easier.
And anatomy is the basic of the basically medicine.
Yeah, and it will anatomy will follow you throughout till you graduate.
Yeah.
You go to surgery, they will ask anatomy first. You go to ophthalmology, they will ask anatomy of the eye first.
Yeah.
If you go to anywhere, anatomy of something first. Any organ you study as a pathology, the anatomy, the normal anatomy of that organ.
And the anatomy is the subject the ordinary people also know about that thing.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
basically, even if after you graduate from here, you are supposed to write next. Now it is NCI. I know you have to write next.
Yeah,
right? Next, you have to also study anatomy. So it is best you start at the very beginning, first year. Study everything you have to study properly and never forget it so much.
Yeah.
So you repeat till you, by the time you graduate from this university, you will be okay enough to even write the next or whatever exam first attempt and pass. But the only problem here is that you have to combine it with the Russian sort of medicine, which is also doable. I mean, if you know the Indian one,
that won't be a much problem.
yeah,
for
there's no
students.
much
Yeah.
difference basically, because even some of the departments here, they encourage you to use the Indian books. For example, in gynecology
Dr.
obstetric,
Sakya Roga.
yeah, or they can even ask you, for the departments are different, right?
The
For-
biochemistry book for the Satyanarayana.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's I use the
yeah.
same book also in second year.
And like for
biochemistry.
anatomy, they can use departmental book or as well as that Grey's Anatomy and
Yeah, Grey's
Atlas.
Anatomy. Yes. So basically, how you will study here will predetermine how much successful you will be in another country or in your country. So if you want to actually move out from here after you graduate, you should use the international books. When you go to the class, ask the teacher for the international books and recommendations. They will recommend for you because they know the system. They are the practicing doctors, and all your teachers will be practicing doctors except for a few. Yeah, but most of your teachers will be practicing doctors, and you should ask them because they are practicing. They read the journals and they know what kind of information you need as a modern day doctor. So you ask your teachers for the books and they will tell you. If they will tell you to use the library books and other stuff, and you have a dream of going to America or Canada or something, get the Grey's Anatomy and other internationally recognized books and read at the same time read that means you're going to do a double work, but for in the future you will find me somewhere and thank me. It will be very easy for you when you take the whole information again and try to repeat it.
सो फ्रेंड्स, तुमने सुना डॉक्टर इस्माइल को, इन्होंने काफ़ी ज़्यादा टाइम के बारे में बता दिया। जैसे कि ये आए थे 2014 में, उस टाइम ये नया जो क्रीमिया फेडरल यूनिवर्सिटी थी ये आई है रशिया के अंदर, आई थी उस टाइम 2014 में। तो उसके बाद का प्रोसीजर उन्होंने पूरा बताया कि स्टेप बाय स्टेप कैसे इंप्रूव करी है पूरी की पूरी यूनिवर्सिटी। तो आई होप इससे भी तुम्हारे कई सारे डाउट जो होंगे वो क्लियर हो चुके होंगे। तो अब हम बढ़ेंगे अपने अगले सवाल पे। सो फ्रेंड्स, जो अब हम क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे इनसे वो ये है कि डॉक्टर इस्माइल प्लीज टेल अस अबाउट योर व्यू अबाउट द फैकल्टी ऑफ CFU.
Oh, so International Medical Faculty.
Yeah.
Well, we have our head as the dean of the International Medical Faculty as Dr. Amen Gregorians. Yes, if you go to the dean's office, room number I think 2.
Yeah,
that is his room. And if you have he will manage you. I mean, not really like manage you, but he will take care of you in terms of your academic process here. If you have any problem in terms of your academics, you go to him and you talk to him. So the International Medical Faculty is not just the medicine. We have the dentistry also. We have here they call it stomatology. So the stomatology faculty here, and we also have the pharmacy. Yes, they are also part of the International Medical Faculty. And the fun part of all the studies is sometimes like at least they take a day out where we have the interfaculty games. Most students don't know about it, so most of the International Medical Faculty students, that's the foreign students, they don't really come to the occasion, but it's an inter-faculty games where we play football, they play basketball, a whole lot of games. People don't go because it's just Russian, too much Russian.
And the main thing is students came here and they stay as only introvert for the long period of time. They don't know about the very much thing, the activities.
Because of you guys. The Indians. When you come here, you feel like you're already in India because there are a lot of Indians
environments
here.
like that.
There are a lot of Indians here, and they live the usual Indian life here, and so you feel at home.
In their compressed ecosystem only.
Exactly. So you have your own Indian people, and they are living the normal Indian life. So you feel much more at home, and you basically forget to involve yourself in the activities of this university, forgetting that the school will recognize you for your work. Right? So I will treat you if you have the time. That's if you have the time, right? If you have the time, just involve yourself in all the activities the school will actually put out, right? It will help you learn the Russian language too. And one tip, learn the Russian. If you can, learn the Russian language, because the first 3 years, first year, second year, third year, we call it pre-clinical years. Pre-clinical years. In Latin, pre means before. So before clinical years. And the last 3 years is the clinical years. The clinical years basically means that during these last 3 years, that's the 4th year, 5th year, 6th year, you will be exposed to patients. And you are in Russia. Your patients you are going to be exposed to will be Russians. So the normal Russian here in this Crimea or Simferopol speaks Russian. English
according
is not
to him, the teacher will teach you in English. For the
the
6
English
years.
will teach you.
The whole 6 years.
The teachers they will teach you in English.
For the whole 6 years.
The whole 6 years, everything will be in English. But that is a fact, okay? Because you will sign a contract with the school, and in that contract you must read it and understand that your academics or your whole course, the 6 years, is going to be in English. If it's not there, you make them change it. Don't pen down any signature without knowing what is written. So if it's there, then you sign it. Then the school is obligated.
It's important always thoroughly study your contract before signing it. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Whether you are coming to this university or any other university.
Anything, anywhere. Even after this university 6 years, anywhere you want to sign anything, read it and understand, right? So basically that is what happens. And then the third year, like the 4th year to the city, like I said, is clinical. And you
work in the
hospital. All your classes will be at the hospital. So the tip is, if you really need to experience the Russian kind of medicine, you must know the Russian language. Even if you don't know, you should try
to learn.
Show the interest that you want to. Because in that instance, for example, in CTA, the CTA exams, not really, the CTA exams, the winter exams, you'll be giving patients. In a group of 2 people. and when they give you the patient, they need you to take history, right? Take the history, make a informed diagnosis, and then write down your treatment. Then the head of the Russian department, the professor, the main one who controls all the other teachers who will teach you in English, he will come with other kind of teachers, some other teachers. He will come with them. He will not ask you any question, but that teacher, who, you're not your own teacher, but a different teacher, will ask you questions on your your passport data. That's your patient history, patient details, passport and data. The analysis mobi, analysis vitae, complaints, and the vitals that you took, and your here they have the preliminary or the initial diagnosis, preliminary diagnosis, and what investigations we do. You need to say this in order, Russian way. If you miss anything, that's the practical part. You feel.
And this pattern is almost same in every part.
In every part of it, but different names. It's a
the name is different only.
The name is different, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
The pattern is same only.
Yeah, pattern is same, but it's just different names. Yeah. So, if you're not able to speak Russian, how are you going to pass the practical part? Not only in CT, in FIT year too.
Yeah.
In FIT year, you write internal medicine and surgery. Yeah. Right, and they will give you patients again. So for your clinical years, the Russian part of this whole academic process, you will learn. When I was studying Russian, you will start to learn from first year. Then second year, you write an exam, right? But now I think it has changed. So I don't know how I can explain that. But when it's time for your Russian class, pay much attention, be involved in it, and learn something. Then later build up on it. Because like I said, maybe I didn't say it, but the pre-clinical years or the before clinical years is the foundation for your medical practice in the future. If your foundation will be weak, you will have not so nice clinical years, because they will worry you on that foundation, because you based on the foundation to build a house. Right. So
so basically people came here and they usually don't focus on the Russian language.
Yeah, because it's a fact, Russian you don't need it, right? If you have to go and work in an English speaking country,
thing is that it won't cause you a problem, but it will really help you.
It will really help you in your academic process for you to appreciate the medicine more. Okay, but I'm not saying you have to learn the Russian. No,
you have to learn Russian.
I'm not saying it, but if you can, you learn it for yourself, it will help you too, because you need to take care of yourself here for 6 years. For example, right? You can't come and call a senior all the time to go and speak to a woman you want to buy some food or something. That one you will learn, right? You will learn those basics. Yeah, you will learn those basic things. But for example, if you have a problem in your hostel and the commandants, for example, they don't speak English, right? And she is worrying you, and you need to defend yourself, right? You have to defend yourself, and if you're not able to defend yourself, they will make you pay money for something you didn't really do. But you will not even understand why you're paying the money, but you will end up paying. So the Russian is to help you defend yourself and take care of yourself throughout the 6 years, so you can go back home the same way you came, right?
And the thing is, there are also some research kind of things you can take part. People don't know about that thing.
Yeah, research. Yeah, I forgot. No, they have and also I don't know if it's still there from first year to second year. For example, I wrote anatomy Olympiad. I wrote anatomy Olympiad.
It's still there.
Yeah, and in my third year also, I wrote internal medicine Olympiad. I wrote pathomorphology Olympiad. And for these exams, I didn't write. I just went there. I went there to take my mark.
The thing is, if you clear the Olympiad, you don't need to write the exam.
Yeah, you don't need to write the exam. In the Olympiad, there are levels, right? So even if you pass it, for example, they give you +1. So for example, if you go to the exam and let's say you get 4, and it's not even like for example, for my distance, I passed my pathomorphology, right? And I also did presentation. Presentation, and I was part of the group of people who were third in my presentation, right? So I also got +1 for that. Right. So I wrote Olympia for the pathomorphology, which is +1, and I also wrote I also did that presentation, that was +1, right? So altogether I have 2+. So even if I go to the exam and I don't know anything, and I get 3 + 2 is still 5.
Still 5,
You understand, right? So you need to involve yourself in presentations. We have the normal one they do among the students, right? And we have the ones that you do on the bigger stage. Okay, this one we have the scientific conference. Okay, they do it every year. Scientific conference, they do it every year. I think in summer or something, right? You just speak to your teacher. You have a some scientific thing that you want to investigate or research about. You do the research, then you present the results of your research to the forum, the scientific forum people. They would judge on it and they'll give you a certificate. This certificate, when after CTA we have something called the CV, right? This thing is to help you build your CV.
Yeah.
Or no, if not to build your CV, it's an achievement.
Yeah, basically it's an
achievement. One day when you graduate, you can look at it and be like, I did this or I did that, right? And it is good. It is good, really. It is good. Yeah. So he's right, though. You have to do the presentations and the Olympiad. Try and write it. The Olympiad is for selective people. It's for selective people. If only your classes you are getting the good marks and the excellent marks, right? It's for the good people. So
the main thing is
to study hard.
Don't be the introvert. You have to show your talent here only.
Yeah,
because you came outside.
Yeah. You should. So you should involve yourself in everything. Ask questions in class. Study hard. If you set a target to study, make sure you finish the target. It's the same advice I'm giving you to myself too. I also have to take the same advice I'm saying. I'm not so perfect. I'm a human being, all right? We are human beings. We are born to make mistakes. So if you make a mistake, it's okay. Don't need to kill yourself over it. You just stand up on your feet again stronger and fight. So that's how it is. You will face a lot of problems, things that will break your heart. Teachers who will make you cry. A whole lot. Yeah? They will break your spirit, but it's to tell you that as far as you're an IMG, for example, IMG in the United States, they call students from other places IMG, International Medical Graduates. Yeah. So if you're an IMG, for example, people see you as not fit for the country you're going to, right?
Yeah.
You need to prove people wrong. So it starts from now. So the teachers will start with that with you till you graduate. I mean, they'll be breaking your heart here and there.
Yeah.
You cry sometimes. I have some friends who cried after giving some,
but they are doing this for your benefits only.
For your own benefit,
Yeah.
right? So you have to be strong. Come here with a strong heart and a strong will to persevere and survive.
फ्रेंड्स, तुम लोगों ने सुना कि डॉक्टर इस्माइल के कई सारे जो उनके सपने हैं कि अलग अलग कंट्री में जाके एक्सपीरियंस गेन करें। तो इन्हीं में एक सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन जो हम पहले टॉपिक में जो पहले मेंशन किया था वो ये था कि क्या ये यूनिवर्सिटी यूएसएमएल के लिए रिकॉग्नाइज्ड है कि नहीं, WHO के से रिकॉग्नाइज्ड है कि नहीं। तो हम पूछे डॉक्टर इस्माइल से, जो हिमसेल्फ ही इज राइटिंग फॉर यूएसएमएल, मे बी ही विल राइट फॉर यूएसएमएल। आई नो ये वीडियो थोड़ी लंबी हो गई है, लेकिन मुझे पूरा यकीन है इस वीडियो के एंड तक तुम्हारे कई सारे जो डाउट हैं वो क्लियर हो गए होंगे। ये वीडियो का फर्स्ट पार्ट था। जो तुम्हारे बाकी डाउट है रिगार्डिंग यूएसएमएल, प्लैब, WHO, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे हम पार्ट नंबर 2 में, जो इसी वीडियो का कंटिन्यूशन होगा। तो स्टे ट्यून फॉर दैट वीडियो। तो इस वीडियो के लिए बस इतना ही। अब मिलते हैं अपने अगले वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए स्टे सेफ, स्टे हेल्दी।